Well, it's homecoming at Harmon Field. Temperature about 65 degrees, and the field is in excellent condition. We've had a lot of homecoming activities all week. Homecoming queen, her court, and Coach Chappell does just distract from the coaching a little bit. All the homecoming festivities. A lot of coaches don't. They'd rather have homecoming some other time.
It'd be nice if you had it during basketball season. No, it doesn't distract from the coaching. It just distracts from the players because the players have so much on their mind. So many others, the student body is doing so many things, and they really aren't involved in those things, you know.
Well, that's Eddie and
Wayne Macon.
The co-captains for Dalton out there with the toss of the coin, and Ringgold won the toss, and of course they won the football, and we're all set to go.
Yeah, and it was open kickoff. We were very fortunate. The referee blew his whistle a little too quick. This young man, actually, his forward progress has not really stopped, and he returns his kickoff all the way, and this is just typical of how we played defense all night. We hit him 2 or 3 times, but nobody thought about locking up. I think they thought we was playing touch. It doesn't count to touch in this game. You have to tackle. That's why we spend so much on shoulder pads and helmets.
Well, I think Coach Patterson wasn't too satisfied with the call. Probably you wouldn't have been either if it had been the other way.
No, I don't blame him. It was a bad call. It's one of those things. I feel sorry for the one who blew his whistle because it was a judgment call. It was just a bad call, but really, they take the football and get a good drive going, even at that. Vic and Coach Patterson. I'm disgusted and disappointed with our defense. But if I was Coach Patterson, I'd even be more so disappointed in defense. They gave up more points than we did. On this first play is a sweep by Ringgold, and Wayne Macon and Jim Kirkpatrick make the play. We look like we're going to get something going here, but not yet. Next play is a belly-type play, and Steve Harrell and Alan McGill make the tackle. They sent a man in motion now. They used a lot of motion against us all night. This pass was incomplete. This is a bootleg pattern that they completed on us so much all night. We think we never looked at it, but we really did practice against it. Motion again and running a sweep. And McGill and Kirkpatrick making the play.
Well, I'm sure, Coach, a lot of the next team, Southeast, is going to be running a lot of motion at you, I guess.
Oh, I guess the motion doesn't bother you that much. It's another incomplete pass off a bootleg type action. Number 7 caught more passes than he's caught all year probably, but the motion doesn't bother you that much, Vic. It's we were not alert at all. It was very disappointing, very disappointing. Alan McGill making the tackle there on a dive play. We didn't adjust to formations. They gave us different formations, and we acted like we hadn't ever seen them before, particularly in the second half. They would give us trip sets, and we made no adjustment to it whatsoever. Penalty on that play, and motion again. This is a quick pitch. And Wayne Macon and Albert Hill making the play.
That Goldsmith doesn't look like he's covering a lot of ground, but he is.
Well, no, he's really not too fast because we run him down later on in the ball game, and we're not fast at all. If we can run you down, you're in trouble. And we had one to catch him, so he's not really too fast. This is a good interception by Ray Macon, and this stops the drive, and we're in good shape. Of course, we're in a good-hearted mood, so on the second play after we get the ball, we turn around and give right back to him. We don't want it to be too hard for him. First play is a sweep, Eddie Fletcher. Eddie had his best night of the season, and I hope it's just things to come. I hope he's ready to play football now because he had an excellent night. And the line of scrimmage, here we go. Second play, we run a trap. Tim Pender, we fumble, they recover, and it won't be long before they score.
Well, it's rough to give up the ball there, especially this early. And like I said, they take it on in the score, and I thought we was going to have another game like we had last week. Fayette.
Well, Ringgold has a good football team. They have good talent. They're a senior football team. They pitch out, and it's a fumble out of bounds. But they're a senior football team. They only started one junior on offense. The rest of them are seniors, and they're a big squad, and they're physically strong. But the game should not have been close. Paul Putnam knocks him out of bounds on about the 6-yard line. We did not play good goal line defense either. Straight dive, and Wayne Macon makes a stop. This next play, they go in for the touchdown. And the score is 6-0.
They made that look awful easy, Coach Chappell. I don't think the Fayette had ran over us like that.
Every ball game is a different ball game, Vic. Every season is a different season. It's 7-0, and I just wondered, really what's going to happen, because football's a crazy game. You never know what's going to happen in it. They kick off, and Eddie Fletcher is playing safety for us and returns it. We get a pretty good return here after about the 25, and we're in good shape. And we'll take this and drive on the score now. Of course, we got a lot of penalties the other night, and so did Ringgold. It was an extremely long game with all the penalties and all the injuries and all the passes. You can't block below the waist on punt or kickoff returns, and we seem to have forgotten that. We run a sweep on the first play again with Fletcher carrying, and picks up small yardage. We're down deep in our own territory now after the penalty. In fact, we're on about the 11-yard line. Run a veer and get about a yard or two with Pender. Doesn't look too good right now, but we'll come out of there. We run a veer again and trap it a little bit, and then Pender hits daylight and picks up the first down.
I thought he was gone there, one man between him and the goal.
Well, Tim's going to break some. We come back and repeat the same play, and we get good yardage, and we had good blocking up front. Keith Bonnell, who's here with us today, he had an excellent job blocking all night. And there again, just like Eddie, Keith has come into his own. He's lost some weight, he's gotten quicker, and he just controlled either tackle he played in front of. Come back and throw a pass now to Eddie Fletcher in the flats, and we pick up good yardage. And we get a penalty on Ringgold tacked on to the yardage, so we're in good shape now. We're in position to open up and do some things. We come out with a veer and toss and fumble, and Eddie was alert and fell on top of it. Offensively, Ringgold never stopped our first offensive unit. The only time they were stopped was when they fumbled at one time. They never punted. Pass again to the same pass with just different action. Fletcher in the flats, and it's a touchdown. So now it's 7-6, and it looks like it's going to be one of those ball games. Ricky Fromm kicks the extra point, and it's 7-7.
You feel a little better at this point now?
Yeah, I feel a lot better. At least we're tied again. We're offsides on the kickoff here. Now, this is just a matter of discipline. Those kind of things should never happen. We had a good kickoff. We started them deep in their territory, but we have to come back and kick it again.
Ball lined up on the 50, it should be back on the...
No, you kick off from the 45. So we had a 5-yard penalty. This one is short, and the tackle was made by Kirkpatrick and McGill. This is a little play they had been running all year with good success, and Wayne Macon read it good and made a good play. Faked the quick pitch and come in with a. Now they're a little sloppy too, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those are bad mistakes. They get an offside penalty for encroachment. People that like to see a lot of scoring probably enjoy this ball game. He's back to pass and breaks down, and Steve Harrell makes a good play. They reverse, and Ray Macon and Paul Putnam make the tackle. So they punt. This is Ray Macon returning the punt for short yardage. Now we take this ball and go on in and score this time too. On the first play we run a counter to Fletcher. Second play is a veer to Pender. The offensive line is coming off and doing a good job now, and the running backs are running good, so we're about to put it all together. Third play is a penalty. Our left tackle was moving. We've got to really start concentrating on not getting penalties. Penalties in a real tight ball game will kill you, and we've just got to stop there.
That goes into the court.
Right.
The Prudent Insurance Agency, Dalton's most comprehensive insurance agency. When you need insurance for auto, home, or business, see the Prudent Insurance Agency. Kennard Realty, with a gallery of homes to choose your next home from. The C&S Bank of Dalton, with 2 locations to serve you. Ask the professionals at C&S Bank of Dalton about a savings plan for your future. Member FDIC. The Oriental Rug House has the largest selection of Oriental and accent rugs in the tri-state area. The Oriental Rug House is conveniently located at the North I-75 Tunnel Hill exit.
Now we're set to start the second quarter, Coach Chappell, and it's still 7-7.
Right. First play is a veer again with Tim Pender. This play, if you'll notice the right tackle and right end, they're just blowing that tackle right out of there. And that's Keith Bonnell, and we alternate ends. It'd either be Garland Moore or Jim Tibbs. There's a good example right there. They blew him 5 yards upfield. We ran the same play with Tim Pender, and we just getting them off the line of scrimmage, just knocking them right off of there. This is Patterson going to keep on the veer this time and fumbles, and Jim Tibbs is alert and falls right on top of the pass. You got to have a little luck to keep some drives going. We run the pitch this time, and Fletcher takes it right on for a short yardage there for about 6 or 7 yards. Now that's all off of one play. The give, the keep, or the pitch, run the counter again, and nobody blocked the linebacker. Patterson on the keep. And we'll run Fletcher now on the sweep. Turn it up, turn it up. That's the way we want to run that sweep. Turn it up and get toward that goal line. Now this should be the touchdown on the veer with the pitch to Fletcher for the touchdown. That's a good drive. And McGill tries the extra point and misses. So now it's 13-7.
And as you see, we've got about a little over 9 minutes to go in the second quarter as the Cats kick off to Ringgold.
And we get a bad kickoff. It's a short kickoff. I believe Kirkpatrick made the play. There's a sweep. They get outside of us. Albert Hill and Paul Putnam knock him out of bounds. Come back with a pass play. It's incomplete. They threw quite a bit. They threw, I think, 19 times that they actually attempted. This is should have been stopped for a 1 or 2 yard gain and ends up being a tremendous gain for Ringgold and bad for us. Ricky Fromm knocks him out of bounds there. We should have had him right on line of scrimmage. We're just not really locking up, not really concentrating. We get a penalty against Ringgold here for offsides or encroachment, motion. And Paul Putnam and Bruce Roberts make the stop there.
Well, they didn't run too much of that. They went wide most of the night, didn't they?
Yeah, we did a better job inside, I guess, but Putnam and Garland Moore make a stop there. But they had great success throwing and running wide. And Ricky Fromm making the tackle. There's just no reason for this. The man's wide open. Nobody even near him. Just in the secondary, we just flat misread it. Or didn't read at all. So now it's 14-13, their favorite, Vic.
And we've got 6:42 to go in the first half, and Ringgold kicks off to Dalton.
Eddie Fletcher will return the kickoff. And we get a penalty right there for clipping, which we did. And there too, it's a lack of concentration and lack of discipline. These things have just got to improve, because they're gonna beat us if we don't improve it.
I don't know how many penalties occurred in that game, but there was a bunch on both sides.
Well, it was a sloppy ball game. Very sloppy. Patterson on the keep. There were a lot of good things that happened in the ball game, but it was a very sloppily played ball game. You can't have that many penalties and be alert and be really concentrating. This is Ed Henson on a sweep to the split inside. And here we come with the veer again to Pender, and he pops loose and picks up first down for us. We drop back, and Albert Hill, that's as good a pass route and as good a catch and as good a throw as you'll find in high school. Brad just lays it right in there, and Albert makes an over-the-shoulder catch, and that was really good. Pender again on the veer. And, we're still knocking them off that line of scrimmage, and that's where you win your football games, on the line of scrimmage. If your line can control theirs, you're going to do all right. This is Darren McDade on the sweep. And we'll come back now with the veer again with Pender. Get about a 5-yard gain.
Bill, is that veer pretty well preset that you're going to give the ball to Pender, or does Brad have a choice there?
Well, it depends on what we call. We run it 4 different ways. And this is a beautiful pass here to Joe Keys. Good pass, good reception. And Joe's got good hands, and Brad really, he threw a frozen rope at him that time. I'm telling you, that was a good one. We need that. Vic, this sweep with Eddie Fletcher, I don't know what Eddie was hurdling now, but Eddie, you got to keep your feet on the ground, baby. You can't run with your feet in the air. We block it different ways, and we call that in the huddle, but depend on a trap, but then if we just call the veer itself, then it's up to Brad to read it, and we do that not as much in this ball game as we did against Lafayette did with Brad. We pretty well predetermined with it. This is Eddie on a sweep and takes right in for the touchdown. Now, that's where a sweep should work. We had a marv out in front of him, and it's just a matter of knocking folks down and getting on in there. And Eddie, you ran behind your shoulder real well. This is on the pitch, the veer pitch, and now see, he had an option there, and he optioned off the cornerback, whether he kept the ball or whether he would pitch. That makes it 21-14. But in this particular ball game, they were guessing with us as to where they put their strong safety and one of their defensive ends, and we were trapping a lot out of the view. And Anthony Moore making a tackle on the kickoff. And Ricky Fromm comes up and makes a big play here. We need more of those. That was good football play. Now they were in motion there. Their left side of the line moved, and you see, both teams are doing it. It was just it's amazing as many points were scored as were scored because it was so sloppily played. By sloppy, I mean so many, penalties. Steve Harrell puts pressure on him, makes a big play for us. We look good right again. We did a lot of good things during the ball game. But then we'll turn around and do some real dumb things that'll get us beat later on. And that's what you got to coach against. You got to coach against beating yourself. They run a sweep here, and Paul Putnam, the first man to hit, and then Allen McGill and Ricky Fromm helped bring him down. If you really are honest in your evaluation of yourself, Vic, you'll find that in your films, if you judge them right and grade them right, that you'll beat yourself more often than your opponent will. With your own mistakes, penalties, fumbles, pass interceptions, busted plays, whatever, not making the right adjustments on defense, not tackling, you'll beat yourself more often than the opponent will beat you. And this is what you coach against. You coach against beating yourself. They're forced in a punting situation. They get off a real short punt here. So we got excellent field position again.
Well, they're going to tack on 15. They tacked on 15 yards after the short punt.
Well, we're in good shape here. First play is a pass that Joe Keith goes up between two of their players and just made a fantastic catch. I wished he could have fallen in the end zone with it. There was a flag on the play, but they said no flag. I don't know why they threw it. But it was a mistake, and boy, I'll tell you, everybody was making mistakes in this ball game. First play, Brad takes it on in for a touchdown off the veer keep. So we go ahead, and Ricky Fromm will attempt the extra point. And that's good. And there's a penalty, so we got to try it all over again for motion. And Ricky puts it right through for the extra point, and that's 28-14. You know, the best thing that happened in this football game was we won. That's the best thing that happened, because that's what's important. The next best thing that happens is we got lots of things to improve on and work on. So practice should not be boring from now on. We got plenty of things to work on to improve on. It's getting close to halftime now. Really, there's not much time left. We knock him out of bounds there. That's Albert Hill and Garland Moore. And there's that ever-present flag.
I think they had a clipping penalty here.
Oh, both teams committed a lot of fouls. No, it's just a hold. Well, we get quite a few players in on the tackle there. And they're backed up deep in their own territory. They popped right in the middle for a long gain. Albert Hill has to come up from safety and make the play. They have a man in motion again. He's pressured. That's incomplete. Almost intercepted there by Anthony Moore. Now we have time with 4 seconds left in the half, and we're going to try a little tight end dump, we call it. Eddie just does get the thing off, and Garland Moore's behind the halfback. It's good for a touchdown. Ricky Fromm kicking the extra point again. So now it's 35-14, and it looks like we're in good shape.
Salem Carpet Mills. We may not guarantee overnight delivery, but we do guarantee shipment of cut order on selected styles within 72 hours, or the cost will be ours. Carpets of Dalton, with their beautiful new showroom, can show you the carpet you've been looking for. See Carpets of Dalton at Connector 3 for your next carpet. Queen Carpet, one of Dalton's leading manufacturers of prestige and quality carpet. Metro Laminators. Our carpet industry's greatest products have the added quality of Metro Laminators.
We're Unituft, your sampling combination. We're proud to be a part of the Dalton and Whitfield County community. We appreciate your business. Thank you, everybody.
Unituft Incorporated. Samples, binders, and printing. Before or after the game, you're always welcome at Grandma's Food and Spirits in Bryman's Plaza. Grandma's Restaurant. Ask anyone.
Well, we're all set to roll the second half now, and it's going to be a wild and woolly one. And Bill, it's not a whole lot. You lead 35-14. I guess at halftime you just talked about cutting down on mistakes and penalties. And
That's true. That's about it. This is Chris O'Neill returning the second half kickoff. And we'll take this and go right on in the score. First play is the veer again with Pender. And we'll come back and run Eddie Fletcher on a sweep. I'll say jumped off sides. That's automatic once you break that plane in high school. It's called encroachment. Eddie on the sweep. Now turn it up, turn it up. That's what we want. That's a good game. That's good football play. And now we repeat the same play only to the other side and use Darren McDade, and Darren picks up about 4 or 5 yards.
Ringgold had a lot of injuries in this game, Bill. We come out pretty good shape.
We don't have an injury that I know of. This Brad on the keep. That was the veer there. That was the read, right, Brad? And you misread it. Or you had to cut right back in behind your fullback. But that'll happen. Now we're heading off to Pendo on the veer. When you start reading that thing a lot, you'll misread it a lot, but you turn it into a good game. Which one of these tackles was the hardest one to block, Keith? The right or left?
Number 64, he was a little stockier than the other one was.
Well, you knocked that one out there 6 yards. That was Pendo on the veer. Son, I hope you found yourself now and ready to go. You look great in this ball game. I'm real happy for you. This is, you know, when we criticize you and get on you in practice, this is what it's all about when we sit down and look at this or the game film and see how much you improved and what a great job you did.
Yes,
Real happy for you. McDade on the sweep. Picked up small yardage. Now we come back with Pendo on a trap up the middle. We get a good block by Jimmy Hinchy there, and Pendo pops it for good yardage. I keep waiting for Tim to break some real long runs because he gives us that 5, 7, and 8 all the time, but he's going to pop some good ones. There's a penalty on this play. And it's against Ringgold. So that helps out, especially when you get down there close to the goal line. We run Darren McDade on the sweep. Turn it in there. And another penalty.
There was one stretch there, it just seemed like it was a penalty on every play.
Well, that's been 2 in a row. This is a good run by Eddie Fletcher on the sweep and goes right in for the touchdown, and that's a good job. Good job of blocking, good job of running, and Eddie, that was a fine run. How do you feel?
Felt good.
That's good. So now we kick the extra point with Ricky Fromm again kicking. And that puts us out front 42-14 with 7:57 left in the third quarter. And we start playing a lot of subs now, Vic, and we may have started a little too soon.
Well, Bill, at that point, 42-14, you know, I guess you figure, well, it's just a matter of time now, you know, let the younger guys play. And
we get a 15-yard, Morris Bates makes a good tackle over there on the sideline, and then we get a 15-yard penalty for roughness. See, this will hurt you. This will hurt you bad.
Of course, Ringgold keeps their first-string offensive unit in the ball game throughout.
They play their first team throughout, and they had to. They were catching up. Ricky Fromm knocks them out of bounds. They were playing catch-up. It's 42-14. They're really down bad. And our first-string offense doesn't play anymore now. Well, yes, they do. Yes, they play one more series. I'm sorry, because I believe they're going in the score here, don't they? Paul Putnam makes the tackle, and when it gets to be 49 points, we take our first-team offense out and set them down the rest of the ball game. Putnam again making the tackle. I would have liked to have put them down sooner than that, but gosh, like I said, you never know what's going to happen in one of these games. Kirkpatrick and Putnam. People that left, I saw a bunch of people, you know, at church, and they want to know what happened. I said, you got to stay around and see.
Never know.
That's right. Ray Macon comes up and makes the play. can't leave early. Some folks left Lafayette early the week before and thought we lost. And, Kirkpatrick and Wayne Macon, and on the tackle. That's Alan McGill on the bottom. And here's one. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh. That same old bootleg.
He was certainly open.
It's a wonder he didn't drop the ball from shock, from being so open. And go in untouched. And they go for 2 points. And we don't do anything with him either. So now it's 42-22. So we play our first offense one more series. Fletcher will return the kickoff. And we don't get the kind of blocking we should get. But they were offsides and have to kick it again. And Eddie returning again and gets a better run back and a little bit better blocking. And there's another flag. That's a personal foul against Ringgold. This is the trap up the middle with Pender. And we get real sloppy here and jump offside. We work on that snap count every day. There's no reason for that. Every day we spend 5 minutes on doing nothing but snap count. Come back and run the trap once more. Tim gets good yardage. Now we jump again. Another penalty. And we give it Pender on the veer. We throw incomplete here. Garland was all by himself. The defensive back on that side had his back turned, covering Albert Hill, and if we'd have completed that one, it would have all been for nothing anyway because we were guilty of holding. But Garland could have walked in. So we hit Eddie Fletcher with a pass out here in the flats. And good catch, good throw, good game. Stepped out of bounds right there. Come back with a veer to Pender. Picked up about 5. And we throw another pass to Fletcher in the flats. Complete. Then we run the veer again with Pender, and Pender pops it in the end zone for a touchdown. Good run. Good run. Good execution. Now that makes it 49-22. You'd think that would be enough, you know. So go ahead and sit down, fellas, and rest a while. Boy, I'll tell you, you never know. Fromm makes it 49. So now it's 49-22. And we still got a whole quarter to go, and 1 minute and 10 seconds in the third.
I guess you felt pretty good about this time, did you, Bill? I
Yeah,
relaxed.
other than all the mistakes we were making, I felt like, you know, we had it in the bag, really. Yeah. Morris Bates made the tackle on the kickoff coverage. Tim Barnes and Alan McGill and Anthony Moore tackle on the quick pitch here. So we've got a lot of young folks in there. We're playing a whole, really just about a whole new unit on defense. And we got just a few in. Ray Macon, Fromm, Putnam, starting
Varsity Carpet Services, Hamilton Street. Kim Tech Finishers, South Thornton Avenue. There are many reasons why the Bank of Dalton is the bank for you. Checking, savings, loans, and 24-hour banking with Georgia Express. The Bank of Dalton, member FDIC. Concord Carpet Mills, famous for Minuteman service since 1976. Now at our new location, I-75 and Connector 3. The Coca-Cola Bottling Company. Enjoy Catamount football with the world's #1 drink, Coca-Cola. Coke is it.
What a tough decision. I love the color, and the price is right. But which carpet is the better buy? This one is wear dated. The 5-year wear warranty. It sure helps to have a trademark you recognize and trust.
Have you decided?
Yes, I like this one.
Good choice.
Wear-dated carpet is carpet you can trust.
Now, Bill, we're going to start a fourth quarter, which we're going to see Ringgold with a, you know, I'll give them credit. They came back. They're going to score 22 points in this quarter to our nothing, and we had to hang on in the last minute and a half.
Yeah, they complete a pass. Anthony Moore over there making the stop. Vic, it's a funny game. That's why people love to go watch it, I guess. Alan McGill and Wayne Macon in on the play. Got the bootleg going again, and they complete it, and Ricky Fromm makes a stop. And they incomplete pass. They had a screen pass set up there, and he just threw it short. He's in motion again. Again, they're throwing the drag routes. Albert Hill making the tackle. Quarterback draw. Steve Harrell comes up and makes a play. Alan McGill in on the tackle also. There again now, we should have had him on the line of scrimmage, and he ended up making a 6-yard gain. Fromm and Wayne Macon and Albert Hill making the play. Pursuit broke down, and Ricky Fromm knocks him out of bounds on about the 2-yard line. Now they had to be in motion then, because everybody was moving, and they were, so penalty there. And they were in motion. They went on a quick count. Ricky Fromm making the play. They're down on about the 2 or 3 yard line now, about the 2 yard line. We stop them from going in, Ray Macon and Steve Harrell. He goes in for the touchdown on the dive play. And they go for 2 points and make it easy. So now it's 49-30.
Well, you're still up by 19 points with 7 minutes to go. I wasn't too concerned about it. I don't believe you were either at this point, and they try this thing.
Well, it's an onside kick. It goes out of bounds, gets automatic. We get the ball on the 40. And we've got a whole new unit in offensively. And this was disappointing, the fact that they didn't, get some first downs and kill some clock and go in and play and have a little fun. This was McDade. We got him at fullback now, and he runs a veer for short yards, and we come back and give it to Darren again. And that's third, and all third and about 4, and Phil Hughes will keep on the veer. We didn't get much of a block out of our right half. We come up short. We have to punt. This is our only punt of the night. And Allen gets off a good punt here.
Well, so Ringgold's going to start on about their 6. And we still got a long way to go in this game.
This first play is an incomplete pass. It's a long one. Kid's got a good arm. Actually, the receiver was behind us. Just didn't get the ball to him. We get a penalty right there for interference. Even though we had an interception, we were guilty of interference. You can't hit the man while the ball's in the air. And so we have a 15-yard penalty. And we had an interception. It doesn't matter. Next play now we'll get the interception and it'll be our ball. Ray Macon comes up with a good interception here, and we get called right there for hitting below the waist, which was really a bad call, I would think, because the guy was on the ground just getting up. But there again, that's a judgment call, and that's the way he saw it. Steve Andrews on sweep. McDade on the veer. On the veer again, and oh me. Short yardage. And now we come up and fumble. Right there. Bad handoff between the quarterback and fullback, so it's a fumble, and they're in excellent field position now. complete a screen pass. Paul Putnam makes the play. But there's a penalty. They had the offensive lineman downfield. Complete a screen again. And they're just diving at the man. Nobody really. O'Neal finally catches hold and knocks him out of bounds. And Morris Bates. But we had all kind of opportunities to tackle him. We get good pressure on him here, and he fumbles, and one of their linemen recovered. Quick pitch, and we're grabbing and not locking up, not tackling. It goes in for a touchdown. Quick pitch again, and they run the two-point play for the two-point extra point, and it's 49-38. They try an onside kick again. We recovered, and we put our second unit back in again. On the first play, Phil Hughes keeps the football, and they just come up and take it right away from him. So they got the football again. Anything can happen in this thing. You got to be really alert all the time. A complete pass in the middle there, and Albert Hill, first one to hit him. And there's a penalty. Roughing the passer. Anthony Moore drives him out of bounds. Quarterback keeps. Wayne Macon and Jim Kirkpatrick make the play. The ball's in about the 12-yard line. They throw kind of a square in route right in front of our strong safety for a touchdown. They're going for two again. They don't make it. So it's 49-44 with 37 seconds to go. And they're going to try an onside kick. And Tad Doyle makes a good recovery, and we're going to just line up and kill the clock and let that be it.
Well, that's a wild, woolly game, Bill. Of course, you have to take your hats off to Ringgold. They being down 42 to being down 22 points or more, and they hung in there tough, and we had to. That was the end of the football game. It was a big sub-region win. We've got two big ones out of the way, and still got a long way to go.
The best thing that happened, Vic, is we won. But we can't continue playing like that and expect to keep winning.